Hello, everybody. I guess maybe some of you have seen the video yesterday that I uploaded. It's very depressing. It's a video. If you haven't seen it, it's a video of me visiting my grandmother yesterday. I went to her home and I went to her home with the intention of, well, first of all, letting her know that I still exist and showing her love. Hi, Black Sheep. So I wanted her to hear a few things that maybe she didn't want to hear, I guess. I was hoping she might listen, especially if, you know, if I came at it from a point of view of not necessarily being against religion in general, because I think she thinks I'm just against religion. Hey, Rick, and hey, Lady B. Yeah, so I tried not to come at it as I'm against religion. It's because actually I don't even know if I really am against religion, just but I am definitely against the stuff that's being practiced in, or some of the things that are being practiced in Jehovah's Witnesses anyway, to make her aware of those things if she wasn't already. Although I'm pretty sure my grandmother knows that there's a rampant child sex abuse problem, because I've actually brought it up with her before. Told me basically that there are, you know, I mean, you've heard the answer probably, the typical answer. There are imperfect people in Jehovah's organization, and they're going to do some stuff that's not cool with Jehovah, I guess. Right? So anyway, in the video, you hear me pleading with my grandmother because she immediately right off the bat, tells me she doesn't want to hear anything I have to say. And she's referring, of course, to that sort of thing, the child sex abuse problem, the shunning problem, the suicides, the you know, the two witness rule stuff, and of course the blood doctrine. I'm sure least of all she wants to hear about that, actually. And I couldn't get much out. I couldn't, because my grandmother, like I said, was intent on not listening or hearing anything I had to say. So, and it was really hard, actually. I thought, because I've been at this for like a few weeks now, of like continuous, you know, talking to witnesses about stuff like this. So, you know, I've had some practice, so to speak. And having practice, I guess, helps a little bit, but it's definitely different when you're talking to your family. Just say that right now, it's different. Particularly family that raised you, that you love, that you care for still. So I didn't anticipate it being as hard as it was. I felt like a deer in the headlights, even though I went in there, you know, mentally prepared and kind of knowing what to expect and knowing what I wanted to say and the sorts of maneuvers that I wanted to use to get some words in, but have her actually maybe think. Unfortunately, the execution was not as flawless as I was hoping it would be, as you probably heard in the video. So it just came out as me pleading with her, basically. Please, you know, listen to, or, well, that's what it sounded like in my head. It's just basically like me trying to say things to her, like, well, what if it was me? Or I'm sorry, what if it were me? Would it matter if it were me? Would you care if it were me that something bad happened to, and you were, I mean, and they were hiding it. The organization was hiding it, covering it up. But she did not actually answer my question. The thing that she responded to that question was, I care about you, but I love you, but I love Jehovah way more. So, anyway, yeah. So it's I didn't sleep much. last night. I had a hard time sleeping. Even pulling into my grandmother's neighborhood, and she's only a mile away from me, by the way. Even pulling into it was kind of surreal. It was like, oh my goodness, I'm back here again. Being at the doorstep was kind of weird too, but it didn't really land on me until I actually walked back in the entranceway of the house. It was very surreal. I cried all the way home after she kicked me out. After she told me that she loved Jehovah more than me, more than my mom, more than anything in the world. See, when I hear I love Jehovah more than anything in the world, I don't hear I love God more than anything in the world. I hear I love an organization that tears families apart and protects child molesters and causes people to die more than anything, more than anyone in the world. That's what I hear. So, I mean, for anybody out there who, you know, they are religious and they do love God, you know, and they feel the same way that they love God more than everything. You know, well, that's not what I'm hearing when I hear her say that. It's the organization that she loves, not God. Maybe she thinks that it's God, and maybe she thinks they're synonymous. I don't really know, because I can't get her to talk to me. I wish she would talk to me. I tried, though. I tried. I'm not going to give up on her or anything. I just have to find a different way to try to talk to her. And maybe in a different setting, maybe at a different time. But I did try, as you heard. And I don't apologize for telling the truth about any of that stuff. I am a little bit sad that I had to, you know, make her feel uncomfortable in her home. I do feel bad about that. But, you know, so many are made to feel uncomfortable in their own homes as well, because they're being shunned by people that live under the same roof as them. So that's something to think about. Not to mention things far beyond discomfort that are going on. You know, poor people that have to deal with this in this cult. So yeah, I cried all the way home. It was pretty sad. It was pretty sad, people. After she kicked me out, I walked down the street, turned the corner, just across the way from the bus stop that I used to take to high school all the time. And I sat down and just kind of collapsed like into a little ball of flesh and tears right in front of the mailboxes. And it was just, it just felt like shit. I still feel like shit. By the way, if anybody's curious as to why this video is titled The Worst Sin Ever, this chat that I'm having right now, it's because in the video that I posted yesterday, you can hear my grandmother telling me that she thinks that me crashing a Kingdom Hall during their meeting, me interrupting a meeting, may be the worst sin ever. I don't know if I would agree with that. I mean, I'm not religious myself, but if I were, I would say there's some other stuff that I would definitely think would be worse than just interrupting a meeting. But it's just me, maybe. I don't know. So, yeah, I feel for everybody out there who is going through similar stuff, who's gone through worse stuff. You know, I'm sure there are people out there who this is like level 1 shunning. Like, this is nothing. There's some crazier stuff. I know. And I feel bad for you too. Because it hurts. It hurts a lot. there's nothing more painful than that. The rejection of the people who raised you. I mean, it's hard enough when it's in the background of your mind and the background of your life, you know, and you don't have to really pay attention to it. That's still pretty hard. But then, you know, going like I did and confronting the person who is shunning you, who raised you and everything, right? That just like, oh God, that fleshes it out more and makes it just so much more real and just that much more painful. Oh gosh, it's unpleasant. Anyway, I noticed that somebody had mentioned somewhere that, I think it was somebody named Martha, had mentioned that she thinks that, given the context of previous things I've said about my grandmother, that her behavior makes sense. And yeah, it does, but she missed part of the context, the major part of the context that makes my grandmother's behavior make sense. And that would be that my grandmother is in part responsible for my mother's death via the blood doctrine, because she made the final decision on my mother's behalf while my mother was incapacitated. So that is a very important detail, because I think because of that, my grandmother is going to be stronger in her resolve. You know, she's not going to give up. It's going to be less likely that she would give up, because, I mean, how can you turn around and face the fact that you've killed your kid for no reason, right? And, you know, however you wish to think about it, that this was done. And there's no way to turn back on that. She can't come out of this, you know, awake, right? And say, well, at least I can undo what I've done to my kid, because no, she can't. She can't. So that's very important to note. That's why she's so strong in the truth. Because she can't not be. It would mean she did something horrible, right? Can't deal with that. Anyway, I know a lot of people are telling me to just give up on my grandmother, or, you know, just cut her out of my life because it's not worth the pain. And you know, that I have, you know, friends and stuff now, right? But I don't think I can do that. I can't give up on my grandma. That's my grandma. Let me put it this way. I feel like it would be a waste, you know, for her to go for this religion. Why? And I feel like it would be a waste if she came out of this and, you know, ended up committing suicide also because she couldn't deal with it. Deal with what she'd done, you know. That's why I want to surround her with forgiveness and with love, so that she doesn't feel like she has to do that. What a waste that would be, to lose two people that were very important to me for nothing. And I wouldn't want that. I would want at least to salvage my grandmother and what I have with her, or had anyway. I have nothing with my grandmother now. Anyway, sorry I look like crap. I am, oh gosh, obviously not happy right now. And I've been crying a lot since that moment in the video where I began crying. I've been basically crying on and off since. Yeah. Can't seem to stop. Not for more than a few minutes anyway. Gosh. I don't know what to say. I was hoping just that there was the tiniest glimmer of hope. I mean, I did know what to expect with her, yeah, because she's pretty much the same way on the phone, except she hangs up on me. This is the few times I've tried to discuss that with her. But yeah, I just had the tiniest, faintest glimmer of hope that my grandmother would see me in person, and, you know, that we would connect on a human level, you know, just as humans, and that she would, I don't know, maybe that she would listen to me, or hear even some of what I had to say, instead of immediately, straight off the bat, freaking trying to control the direction of the conversation. Get out. Sorry. I can't stop thinking of it. I can't stop thinking about her and what she said to me, and the things that she said that they didn't make any sense, and they didn't sound like my grandma. I mean, she wasn't like the nicest person in the world, but like, damn. I thought she at least would care. I thought she would care about stuff like children being hurt. But she didn't want to hear any of it. It's awful. She's like a, I don't know. She's like just a creature that's just not. It's not human. I don't know. It's very sad. Yeah. And it hurts. Gosh, have you guys ever watched Pet Sematary by any chance? Or maybe read the book if you're lucky? Although they are quite similar, which is kind of rare. Pet Sematary. It's by. It's a Stephen King novel. Oh gosh. And in it, he tries to resurrect his son using some kind of Indian burial ground, right? Well, first he resurrects the cat, and the cat comes back all psycho, because they said, you know, even the old guy was like, don't do that, because it's not worth it. You know, it's not worth it, because they'll come out completely different than they were before. Won't be the same. Well, my grandmother is like, you know, she was buried in that freaking pet cemetery. Whoever she was, the woman that raised me, the woman who I actually have some fond memories of, even though she had horrible moments of awful things. That little bit of her that was good is dead. And it sucks. I think it's dead anyway. Maybe it's just comatose. I don't know. But I wish she would come back. I want to be able to have a normal, happy relationship with my grandmother. That'd be really nice. Instead of something that's strained and weighed down by this crap, you know? Because even as an adult, during the, I guess, the least tumultuous parts of our relationship, she pressured me to go back to the organization in the background of everything. Like, oh yes, this is great. We could spend more time together if you were, you know, back in the meetings. Or, oh, it's too bad that you don't care what happens to your kids. Or, if only you would go back to Jehovah, and blah 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 blah. God. And to anybody who thinks they need to quit for a little bit or to take a break, no. Not taking a break. Got too much to do. Too much to do. I have to continue. I mean, it's more than just my grandmother who's trapped in there, more than just my family even. There's, how many Jehovah's Witnesses are there now? Yeah. And then there's many more that I have to protect, or that I have to help protect anyway. I can't do it all by myself, but there's many more out there who could potentially be Jehovah's Witnesses someday, you know, if I let these people, you know, continue to spread their nonsense around here. No break for me. Besides, I don't find it very useful to sit around and cry all the time. I did enough of that already. I'm not talking about just in this instance, I'm talking about in general with other things in life. So I'm still going to do stuff. I still plan on calling people at Kingdom Halls. Still plan on going out and talking to people in person. Still even planning on visiting Kingdom Halls. That's right, Watchtower. I'm not finished with you, and I won't be until, well, quite frankly, until I'm dead. So, you're stuck with me, guys. Sorry. But, yeah, I'm not done, like I said. And you should, if you're watching this and any of this upsets you at all, you know, if what goes on in the Watchtower upsets you, then do something too. It doesn't have to be, you know, a Kingdom Hall crash. It doesn't have to be picketing, or it doesn't have to be, you know, talking to people at the carts. It can be, you know, something like getting your story out there, calling the Kingdom Halls, or writing letters to them, or, gosh, there's a bunch of stuff you can do. Go leave a review on their Kingdom Hall. You know, because there's oh gosh, I don't know if you've ever looked up Kingdom Halls on Google, but yeah, go look up your old Kingdom Hall and see what the review is like on it. I bet you anything it's a perfect, what is it, 4 stars or whatever? Yeah, and not only that, they usually leave nice little perfect sounding comments. Not culty at all. So yeah, go leave some reviews on their Kingdom Halls. Let the people know. And when I say review, I don't mean say the Kingdom Hall sucks and it smells bad or it's ugly. I mean go in there and leave some truth bombs for them. Like, warn them about the cult. There's your chance. You don't have to literally face anybody. You don't have to talk to anybody over the phone. Boom. Just a few little characters in a box. Boom. Easy. Do it. Help somebody. Protect a kid. I mean, I'm trying. Man. Yeah. Anyway, gosh. Oh yeah, you can, if you see their literature lying around, you can even just scribble a little message on their literature. Like, you know, jwfacts.com, or put the Australian Royal Commission website, you know, and put the case study numbers that are relevant. And, you know, there's also, you know, just put some stuff on there that will freaking, you know, anything that you would want to know if you were still stuck in a cult. You know, there's lots of ways that you can do this. Lots of ways you can help. I mean, if you're daring enough, go out and have a Bible study. That's right. Accept one of their free home Bible studies and talk to them about stuff. Get them to open their minds up. I don't know, guys. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you about yesterday and how it was just a really awful experience. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm fine. I'm basically fine. And I mean, it sucked. It really did suck, and I did cry a whole lot, and I'm still probably going to cry tonight. It's just, was it worth it to me? Was it worth it to go over there? Yes. A lot of reasons. I genuinely did miss my grandmother. I was happy to see her face in the beginning. I was really happy to see her. It's you. That's what I said. It's you. That's one reason that I don't regret going. Another reason is because I did stay. I did get to say some stuff, and she did hear some things, and she can't unhear those things. Even if she was trying not to listen to what I was saying, I'm sure she heard some stuff. She got to see that I'm still alive. That I'm not like strung out on drugs. That I'm not, fucking, I don't know what she thinks I'm doing actually, but she also got to see that, yes, I'm still alive. I'm not a ghost. I'm not dead. I'm not just a thing that she can sweep to the back of her mind. I'm not a shadow. I'm here and I'm real. And she can't pretend I don't exist. She can't pretend I don't exist. I just won't let her. It's not fair. I'm also glad that I went because I want her to see that I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of her. I'm not subject to their rules. I'm not the kind of person that's going to shy away just because somebody's shunning me, that's going to make me feel nervous or like I can't talk to them. Hell no. If you're shunning me, I'm going to go up to you and say hi, and I'll give you a hug. How about that? I mean, I try not to hug people unless they ask for it, but usually a family member wants a hug, right? I mean, these are people that used to accept hugs from me. Anyway, maybe I won't hug them because that's, bodily autonomy and all that, but I will go up to them and I'll give them a big smile and I'll say hi and ask them how they're doing and tell them that I love them and that I've missed them, because I don't shun. So I'm not going to be afraid of them just because they want me to be, or not going to back off of them or play their little shunning crap game. Just because you ignore me doesn't mean that I disappear. Object permanence and all that. I guess to my family, I'll be seeing you soon around town. Maybe even at your Kingdom Hall. I hope so. It's been a while, guys. I haven't seen you guys in ages. I just saw Mom. She's doing well, by the way, for anybody who's still confused at this point, even though I've explained it a few times. I call my grandmother Mom. I grew up calling her that because she raised me for the majority of my life. And my mom, my actual mother, I call Mama. I know, very vague, slight distinction, but it's there. And yeah, guess I'll be seeing my family around town. I'm really hoping I run into my grandmother again while she's out preaching, because I'd really like to talk to her. I have some questions about some stuff. I have some questions. I want to tell her, look, you can stay in your organization. I don't mind that and whatever. If you can somehow sleep at night doing that, go for it. But at least, you know, say something to them about the pedophile stuff. Say something to them about these things. These are things that should matter to you. And especially the blood doctrine thing, shouldn't that matter to you? Why aren't Jehovah's Witnesses that really, really diehard want to stay in the religion? Why aren't they fighting for these kinds of changes to be made? What do they have to fear? Oh, right. Maybe shunning. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I mean, if she's not fearful of being ostracized from her community, then, she should be able to address these issues with no problem, right? So, yeah, I do hope I run into her again, and I will again. I mean, I have a pretty good idea of where most pioneers hang around in this town. And if not, I'll get some advice from friends who have maybe seen them around. But yeah, I do want to talk to her again. I want to talk to her friends. I want to talk to other witnesses. I'm not done talking. I had a really horrible experience yesterday. It does not mean I am ready to quit. I have things I need to discuss with these people. I'm not done. So that's going to be happening. Not finished yet. Anyway. Peeking at the chat much, but I have noticed some stuff, and I've noticed people in there saying hi and everything, so I'm sorry about that. I have noticed you guys are all leaving really nice things here. You guys are also leaving some great scriptures here and some encouraging thoughts and good advice. Yeah. Oh, God, I don't want to cry again. Advice to people dealing with a similar situation as me. Don't feel pressured to give up on your family, but also don't feel pressured to continue fighting for them either. Do whatever suits your situation. In my case, I can't bear the thought of giving up on them. But if it is better for you in your situation, then please don't hang on to somebody that's going to destroy your life. And get help, because it's not something easy to deal with on your own. It's a whole process, really. Just get some help, though. Oh my goodness. Lean on your friends if you can, because friends are, oh my goodness, they're such a blessing. They're very, very wonderful addition to professional help, of course. Anyway, guys, that's all I got to say for the evening, really. I got to get my butt off here and attempt to eat something, because all I've had today is like a tiny sandwich. Oh gosh, I feel terrible. I feel awful. And I got to go get a bath because I'm disgusting. I have literally not showered since yesterday. I'm not even kidding. I was supposed to yesterday, but I didn't. So, yep, I just told the internet I'm gross. Sorry. So yeah, gonna go do that. Actually, I think I'll have a bath or something, because that sounds nice. Stay strong if you're dealing with crap, and I know you probably are. And please do something. Anything. I've told you that, guys, the thing is to keep it legal, but like do something, all right? It does, even if you think it doesn't, like even if you think it's tiny, it does make a difference. Get off here because I'm great, you all. Night.